What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Ban live export! Ban live export! Ban live exports! 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 We're not going away! Ships of shame! Who's to blame? We're not going away! Ships of shame! Who's to blame? We're not going away! Ships of shame! Who's to blame? We're not going away! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now!
As animal activists, we all share the outrage, the anguish, the revulsion, and the incomprehension that our government, despite overwhelming public disapproval, still engages in the inhumane, barbaric export of live animals.
What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Ban live export! When do we want it? Now!
Now, COVID-19 has affected travel plans for everyday people, but not the live export industry. It's been able to continue as an essential service. But what the government has stopped is putting independent observers on the ships. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, there has been over 250 ships leave our shores with Australian animals heading to Indonesia, Kuwait, Japan, Vietnam, China, Israel, and many other countries. Now, how many of those ships have had independent observers on board to oversee the conditions and the welfare of the animals? One ship in over 250. And according to David Littleproud, until international travel resumes, there is unlikely to be an observer on any of the hundreds of ships full of animals that will leave our shores in the next 2 years.
When do we want it? Now! We are sick of your excuse! We are sick of your excuse! Just end the abuse! We are sick of your excuse! Just end the abuse! We are sick of your excuse! Just end the abuse! Ban live exports! Now! Ban live exports! Now!
need to up the ante. All of us need to up the ante. There's a small group of us, but we are a powerful group. Animals, by the millions actually, or the hundreds of thousands, Lyndon says, are still leaving on these death ships from Brisbane, Townsville and Perth. This government has done nothing except cause suffering. We need change now, and anyone who needs an empathy coach should never set foot in Parliament.
With us, not for us. It is not food. It's violence. It is not food. It's violence. It is not food. It's of shame. Who's to blame? Stop the supply. End the slaughter. Ships of shame. Who's to blame? Stop the supply. End the slaughter. What do we want? Ban live export. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ban live export. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ban live export. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ban live export. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ban live export. Feel pain. Just like us. Animals have love. Just like us. Animals want to live. Just like us. Animals suffer. Just like us. Animals love their children. Just like us.
So we gathered here today to join the Ban Live Transport International Awareness Day, which is a global event supported by 40 countries and spearheaded by Compassion in World Farming UK. This month also marked the 10th anniversary of the airing of the Four Corners expose, A Bloody Business, which exposed the horrendous cruelty our cattle endured in Indonesian slaughterhouses. The investigation, led by Animals Australia's Lynn White and RSPCA's Bidder Jones, changed the hearts and minds of many as we witnessed the journey of 4 young steers. They have become the catalyst for many of our actions. They will never be forgotten. C2CAF, in remembrance, held a month of community actions, starting with a protest at Austrex, Australia's largest live exporter, bridge banner drops, and this week we join in with hundreds of activists around the globe who too have not given up and are determined to stay in the fight against this heinous trade of live animal trading.
Ships of shame. Who's to blame? Stop the supply. End the slaughter. Ships of shame. Who's to blame? Stop the supply. End the slaughter. Ships of shame. Who's to blame? Stop the supply. End the slaughter. What do you want? Ban live exports. Now. Ban live exports.
Every day, at least 5 million animals are struggling to exist in unfamiliar, often treacherous environments during transit. For those that do endure this suffering, they face an even worse fate on foreign shores, being tortured and slaughtered in the most barbaric, horrific ways. 2 billion farm animals are transported every year, despite major concerns about the disgusting transporting conditions and slaughter practices. Governments and traders continue to justify the need to keep trading. Live animals, they say, we have the best animal welfare standards here. Well, that's bullshit in my words. Sorry. There is no justification for this abhorrent trade, and we must stand united and keep fighting. So we are hopeful to see that parts of the EU, England, Wales and Scotland and New Zealand are now putting bans and restrictions in place. A final shift. Compassion in World Farming have been campaigning for over 50 years, so we may need to demonstrate some endurance here in Australia. The demand is still high and increasing. What's driving the need for animal flesh? Greed, profit, and the desire to eat meat. So how can we continue to campaign to end this trade? We do whatever we can. We follow the advice and suggestions of the past and former speakers. We keep the discussions on the table. We don't give up. We work as a team with our uniting allies. C2C are street activists, and today we are launching the Take It to the Streets mini placard protest. All you need is a buddy or two, a busy corner in your locale, and be ready for the call. We need to stimulate more community awareness. Sign up if you can, if you want to join us. So thank you for believing, like us, that a kinder world is possible, and together we can make a difference. For Bill, Brian, Dudley, Arthur and dear young Tommy, what they made us feel, we can never forget. Thank you.